Hi, One Best BR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's mid-June right now, and we are continuing our off-season coverage of the NFL. We're going down the NFL division by division, looking at regular season win totals with Troy West from allplayswin.com. Troy West, for free, gives us lots of great, insightful advice, and of course, most importantly, winners. He's done it long-term in the NFL with us, and just recently, he wrapped up the NBA playoffs going 24-10-1 against the spread in the NBA with us for free in videos. That's an absolutely legit record. Our regular viewers know what Troy's all about. Troy West, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. We've been doing this year in and year out, not only with you guys, but at allplayswin.com. Just to encourage people to at least come take a look. Winning picks nonstop. We cover just about every sport. And guess what, Pete? You're going to get the best customer service in this industry. Come take a look, and let's just hope we can keep giving out winners, not only here in the NFL future bets, but also throughout the course of the season. Really looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good. The NFC South is what we're going to cover right now. Maybe the most interesting division in the NFL. Carolina, of course, won the division last year with a losing record, 7-8-1. Looking, again, kind of mediocre to possibly subpar this year. Cam Newton, though, is always great. Let's start with Atlanta, though. Some people are thinking that Atlanta might have a big bounce back here. Of course, their new head coach is Dan Quinn, former Seattle defensive coordinator, but does he have the tools, the personnel on defense that he had in Seattle? Pretty clearly not. Atlanta's coming off of, a lot of offseason issues, bad defense last year, the noise gate stuff. They have Matt Ryan at quarterback again, as always. Last year they won 6 games. Win total right now, 8.5. The over's -105. Do you expect a big bounce back year from Atlanta, Troy?
Yeah, I do expect a big bounce back, but will they get to the winning season mark? That I don't know, and it's a pass for me. I do think this team will be much improved. Obviously, offensively, I think they'll be okay if they keep healthy. Julio Jones has been, all over the place. Roddy White's been all over the place. They really don't have an established running back. Their offensive line shaky, and like you said, Pete, their defense has a lot of holes. I do think Dan Quinn provides some stability defensively and brings them maybe a little bit of a boost. But are they good enough to get a winning record and perhaps win that division? That I don't know. One thing they do have going for them is a weaker division, possibly some solid, easy wins in that division. But they have a tough schedule. They obviously open up at home against Philadelphia. That will kind of be a true tell about how good this Atlanta team is. But right now, it's a pass for me. I do think they're better than the 6 wins they got last year, but to jump up to 9, I don't know. It's a pass for me.
Yeah, I hear you. And then maybe the most head-scratching team in the NFL last year, most question marks this year, maybe New Orleans, right? An interesting situation. The last time Sean Payton failed to get the Saints to the playoffs, and next year he won the Super Bowl, and this year, their defense can't be much worse than it was last year. It might be just as bad, but if anything, you'd expect at least a little bit of improvement, right? Maybe a significant improvement, and then you got Drew Brees at quarterback. Is he going to be awesome, or is he going to maybe see slight age-related decline? Maybe he'll see a big age-related decline. No more Jimmy Graham. A lot of questions for New Orleans. Some people, though, are predicting a big bounce-back year for them. They won 7 games last year. Right now, the win total is 8.5 -120 at Heritage. Do you have any read on New Orleans, or is this a wait-and-see team for you?
I think I got a read on them. I think this is an 8-win team. I would lean under. I think they're maybe even a 7-win team. You look at what they did last year, Pete, and then you look at their offseason, they really did not improve. Anytime you lose your number 1 target and Jimmy Graham, your offense is going to dramatically get worse, and that's going to hurt the other receivers on this team. Marcus Colston, to me, is not necessarily a superior receiver. I think what made him good was having a guy like Jimmy Graham next to him. The running game, obviously you got Mark Ingram, whatever, you got a couple of other guys, but this is not an established running game. Drew Brees, to me, is really on the tail end of his career. Where will he be this year? Will he make it through 16 games healthy? Big question mark. Big question marks on defense. And then the coaching staff, Pete, obviously a lot of issues going on with Sean Payton. Do they like Ryan at the defensive coordinator spot? Just a lot of headaches with New Orleans. I cannot see them getting 9 wins. I got to go under. That's an official play, under.
Okay. Under 8.5 right now. That's plus 100 at Heritage. And now let's talk about Tampa Bay, an interesting team, right? They have a very talented young nucleus on defense. Of course, Jameis Winston is going to be the big question mark at quarterback. How effective will he be in the first part of the year? In the second part of the year, they've got a very good receiving core, though. They should have a solid running game. Tampa Bay is looking like there's a lot of positives and a big question mark / positive with Jameis Winston. Last year they won 2 games. Right now the win total 6 plus 110 is for the over at Heritage. What's your take on Tampa Bay? A big jump for them here?
No, I think that's an easy under. I truly believe that. you know, Pete, this team could without a doubt be a volcano waiting to erupt. If Jameis Winston gets off to a slow start, you know, the wheels come off and they're in big trouble. We'll see what happens. If Winston makes it through 16 games and is the guy, then sure, they could have a great season. But to think that Lovie Smith and Jameis Winston are the answer to this Tampa Bay team, highly doubtful. I know their schedule is somewhat easy. They get Tennessee to open up the season. Could be a win there. But this team is good, but they're not great, Pete. They don't have a great running game. The offensive line's got some holes. The defense is good, but not great. Yes, he's got a decent receiving core, but to me, it's not enough to get to 7 wins. If they land on 6, great, we get the push. But to me, it's a 5-win team, maybe even a 4-win team. They'll gradually improve over the course of the next couple of years, but right now, rookie quarterback, I got to go under.
All right, so you're not seeing Jameis Winston as the new Andrew Luck and just going to be first overall pick, come in and add 10 wins to his team's results.
Absolutely not. Okay. Hell no, no chance in hell. Not going to happen. Got to go under.
All right, and then Carolina, Cam Newton needs protection. They have issues on the offensive line. Last year, they started off shaky, closed on a strong run. They didn't really have a great offseason in terms of the draft or free agency. Last year, they won 7 games. Right now, the win total's 8.5. The over is plus 110. Anything to say about Carolina?
It's a pass for me because I think I could be an 8-8 team. They could be a 9-win team. They could be a 7-win team. They obviously invested millions and millions and millions of dollars in Cam Newton to be the guy. And I think Cam Newton's a great, respectable quarterback, but he does not have the weapons. You look at his running game, another year under Jonathan Stewart. That guy seems like he's been in the NFL for 25 years. You know, the receiving core, very, very average. Yes, he's got Benjamin. Yes, he's got some guys. But to me, it's still a very average receiving core. Defensively, it's a good team, obviously. One of the best linebackers in football. If they get healthier, I think they could be much improved. But just way too many question marks right now with Carolina. I would lean under, but it's a pass for me.
Okay, so an interesting division here, the NFC South. We know we got one official pick from you, which is New Orleans under 8.5 at plus 100. Is that it, or is there anything else you want to go official with?
Tampa Bay official going under with them as well.
6 minus 130 is the under. Troy West from allplayswin.com, not a believer in Jameis Winston despite some young talent on defense and some young, tall receivers. Troy West from allplayswin.com, thanks so much.